Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Chaos-Reighn here. Today I am here to bring you another farming method. This method is going to be in Lira Arthane, and it's going to be a little bit of a mix-up from what we're used to doing. And after testing, I have figured out a couple of things and figured, one, this would be a PSA to those who are interested in this, and two, this would be a very lucrative and interesting farming method for those who are interested in basically, you know, participating in Blight. And as you guys know, I already have covered Lyra Arthane in Heist before, and the way I farm it. I, in particular, farm the markers more than I farm the blueprints or the chests, and I always guarantee myself at least 2 chests, so I don't have a reason to have the extra chests. The 8% more blueprints is nice and all that stuff, but it's still not a horribly consistent method of getting blueprints, even at tier 1s. Excuse me. So I figured I'd get more contracts and whatnot, but anyway, let's get to the Blight method. So as you see, we have 4 Blight maps, and we gotten these pretty quickly. Um, Currently, we have 3 Watchstones rolled. I have Mitogenic, and Mitogenic says Blight chests and areas have 2.5% chance to duplicate contained items, and this one's the only tier 2 I have, and then I have 2 tier 3s. Excuse me. Eventually I'm going to get 4 tier 1s, and I'll explain why in a second. The first reason why is I have tried this. Adding additional Blight encounters to your map doesn't work. You can only have 1 Blight encounter on a map. This includes the Sextant modifier, as you see here. I got this with Elevated Sextant. This includes the Blight Scarab, and this includes the map that has Blight on it, and this includes if by some reason you have Blight on your map device or anything like that. So, so there is something to be said about having the duplicated items over having the upgrading of oils. You can use the upgrading of the oils and take that to your advantage, but I like the duplicating of items because the chances of me duplicating a Blight map is relatively good once I get the 4 tier 1s rolled. I will be getting them rolled eventually when I have more alts. First I need to go back to Valdo's Rest and do some serious grinding, and maybe do about 10 to 15 currency maps, get up some exalts, some chaos, and everything like that as well. But until then, I am sticking with this just to kind of see how I like this method, and so far it's working out pretty well. So, as such, I have prepared, let me just go ahead and dump all this. I have prepared basically a bunch of Lyra Arthane maps, and to sustain your Lyra Arthane maps, it's going to be a little hard if you're like me and don't complete your atlas. As you see, I did not complete my atlas. I don't really care. So as such, I am basically just sitting here and spending currency on bulk Lyra maps, or I am going to Horizon Orb maps. Now, the thing about Horizon Orbing your maps is that the easiest way to do it is to Horizon Orb tier 15s, so you can get Castle Ruins, and Castle Ruins is a wide open space where you can always find Cassia easy. Then when you're done, go kill the boss and you're done with the map. This is a very good way to farm for Blight maps, and I would recommend, if you do like Blight, go ahead and try this method. But let's go over the nodes. First node we take is Spores in the Wind. Maps found in an area have 5% chances to have a area contains additional Blight encounters enchantment modifier. Now this is a multiplier or modifier on any map you find, any map. So for example, if you were to run a super juicy crazy map here, just to say you ran a 100 quantity, throw 4 fragments on, put on some breaches, put on, let's say, a couple of map delirium orbs on, like 2, put on a legion or 2, and then decide to put on a winged map scarab. 5% or 5% of those maps, all those maps that are going to be fallen and dropping, are going to be dropping with this modifier, no matter what source they drop from. So if you do want to do this, this is a good way to farm up the maps to begin with. I will warn you, if you get T16s, you cannot Horizon Orb other T16s into Lira. There is no natural T16 Lira. But if you get T15s and 14s, you can use Horizon Orbs, and you can easily use those and put them on here and start farming for actual Blight maps. Then you have Blight chests have 20% chance to contain Blight maps or oils, and Blight chests have 100% more chance to contain blighted maps. Blighted maps and areas are anointed. Now, I will say this is 100% more chance. This is a multiplier on whatever the chance is. So let's say you have a 5%. The 5% goes up to like 7% with this, then multiplies by that to like 15%, but something like that. I don't know exactly the percentage chance that you get a blighted map is, but in my opinion, it's 1 in every 2 maps. That's my experience. And then we have the last 2 nodes, another one of these, and then this is the one I like the most about it. Blight encounters in areas spawn 100% more non-unique monsters, but they also spawn 150% faster, meaning they end your Blight encounter extremely early and quick, and make it so you just don't you don't have an encounter. Essentially, you just kill things real quick, you loot, and that is the end of your Blight encounter. So without further ado, let's go ahead and show you what I'm talking about. I don't know if I'll get the proc for my watchstones, but I can at least show you what the Blight looks like, and I can show you what it's like to farm Castle Ruins, Castle Ruin Blight, and basically how easy it is. Alright, let's see. Let's go ahead and skip that for now. Turn on my map so we can find the Blight encounter. Where are you? There she is. Alright, so now we found Cassia. We have to clear everything real quick. Go ahead and do that real quick and then start Blight encounter. Let's see. Well, it looks like we didn't get the immunity to the tower we anointed. What we end up actually anointing is we anointed the Meteor Tower. Has 100, what is it, 50% per ring, I think? Or, I guess I should probably re-anoint the other one, but basically I anointed 2 of the same on accident, not like thinking, just been up all night. So and it says your meteor tower is always stunned. Now this is really strong, and there's a couple reasons why. As far as the packs go, you don't really have to worry about that, but when I do get into using, let's say, the Blight Scarabs, and I have some unique bosses that come in along with everything, it's going to be a little bit of a problem if I can't take care of them fast enough. So I got the Meteor Tower Always Stuns modifier, that way I can start stunning those bosses. Let's see here. This is basically what you're looking at. It was a really quick run. Doesn't look like I found a Blight map, sadly. But as you see, it's real quick. You're in, you're out. Then you get to loot everything, and you know it's over. And that is essentially my Blight encounter. Lasted all of like a minute, and now I can just go kill the boss and put in my next map. And I'll go ahead and show you real quick. Just well, thankfully, Castle Ruins is a short map, and I can just go back in. One thing about this, I think it's Oak or whoever it is, he does block attacks, so if you're spamming attacks like Barrage, I'm unsure exactly how that works. Or what percentage chance he has to block your attacks, so you just gotta be wary of doing that on a ranged character, or a glass cannon, should I say. I'm actually surprised I got one shot, but at the same time I'm not, because I'm glass cannon. Alright, no maps back, so let's just go back to town. Sorry if I sound a little like meh. I'm just you know, been up all night and decided, hey, it's about time I make a video about this, and I've been working on it all night to try and finish it. Pretty soon here I do need to either buy or roll or get some alts via oh, I can't think right now. Wow. Via my farming method. There you go. And basically just sit there grinding for small currency until I have enough to roll my watchstones T1. Until then, though, I do have a good amount of stuff to do. Aside from the fact that I am getting a bunch of blight maps from this, I am also occasionally getting a couple contracts and markers, and that's also a really huge like plus that kind of like tip the iceberg or icing on the cake, if you will. Oh, we don't really care about that. We just want to do the blight encounter and leave. Basically, all I'm doing here is grinding out a bunch of blight maps for a couple friends of mine. They really like to run blight, and I told them that, I mean, I can farm them up and roll the watchstones, but you know, if I do, then you know, they're gonna pay for it, and they had agreed to that. So basically all I'm doing here is grinding out as much as I can, much blight maps as I can in a short period of time, just to, you know, help them out to get what they need. Hopefully they can get something cool. So Justice, alright, what do we have? Do we get our blight map? Got another teal oil. Now we do get other oils, I just usually don't pick them up. And that's because I usually get stuck with a bunch of oils I don't care about throughout a league, so... Let's see... So before I decided to roll a 4th watchstone, I only had the currency to roll 3, as you saw. My alts are pretty low right now. So what I need to do is I need to farm more alts up, and after I farm these alts up, I will then start rolling my 4th stone, which I already have set aside, and get that to have at least a tier 2. If I can get that to happen, I need to start rolling another one to tier 2, and I want to start with getting them all T2, and if I can get any T1s in the process, it's great. Ooh, nice. We got a triple map drop. That's cool. One of them's a lira map, so that helps me sustain the area I'm doing without using a horizon orb. Alright, now as you see, there is a pretty decent amount of stuff you do get. I get a couple oils, I got some fossils, some currency. Sometimes you get 6 things from the chest, sometimes you get just you know, just garbage basically, but a lot of times you will at least get something, and it is worth doing these. We'll go ahead and put in this estuary map real quick. Just for one more example to show you how, you know, quick and easy this is. You know I'm built to be speedy. Just zoom around real quick like, and excuse me, and you know, get my maps done quick. Obviously I could be farming Cyrus and I could be doing that, but from what I hear from all my friends, Cyrus is pretty much nerfed as far as his drop rate on the gems. That's why they're so expensive, I guess. I don't know for sure, but yeah, I don't really care too much either. I don't really have a whole lot of, you know, respect for this Irish fight, should I say. I always hated it. My experience with it on console has always been pretty bad. Every single league he's been buggy for me. This league it looks like he's been fixed again, but I don't know. It's just after, you know, having him buggy so many leagues in a row, being unable to do him by myself, it's just I'd rather just forego it altogether. It'd be one thing if I had any goals to chase or like major goals to chase and try and get something big out of it, but at the moment all I really am doing is just kind of hanging out in league. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with just kind of chilling and taking what I can get where I can get it. So we have a boss here, so what I'm going to try and do is spawn 2 meteor towers as fast as possible. And the reason why we're doing that is because we're going to need to both clear and stun the boss if we can. Alright, got some Alright, looks like it's working. Kill him real quick. Cool. Now let's see what we get. 2 teal oils. Looks like we actually got one of them to dupe. Nope, it didn't dupe. Okay. Yeah, as you see, it's pretty random, unfortunately, to get... Oh, we actually got a blueprint out of our loot explosion, which is nice. It's pretty random to get the blight maps. Oh, silver oil. Cool. Alright. Let's see. Is that a lira? It's a haywork. Alright. I also don't mind getting haywork maps or anything. Like, I don't mind getting a lot of the areas. I'm just not running Lex Proxima or the top right now. I'm probably not going to this league either, just because I don't really care to. Maybe eventually if I get a bunch of 16s, I'll run a bunch of burials up there, but until that point comes, I'm just kind of chilling and having fun with League. Sure. Let's go ahead and do our ritual. Now, while I do this ritual, I'll kind of give you a little explanation and in depth onto why I do, you know, these methods the way I do them. Well, first and foremost, I have a couple of things that, you know, pique my interest. And the criteria usually is this. One, what do I gain off of doing this method? Well, I gain oils. Oils is a decent resource for me, and it's always seems like I need some kind of oils one way or the other. 2, oils is are very easy to sell because people are now anointing things and anointing corrupted items. So if I can sell them, I will. 3, there is basically no real reason not to farm it in here when I'm either tired of or done with farming for heist for the day. Now I just gave and sold a whole bunch of contracts away, so I'm actually down to pretty much the last few that I have that I'm gonna run personally. But that's fine because I don't really want an excess of them. If I end up getting an excess, I don't have room in my heist locker. So I end up getting rid of them as fast as possible. So that being said, when I figure out things, what to do and how to figure out my farming methods, I think, what do I want out of this? And easiest thing I can think of in this farming method was basically I wanted to get as many blight maps as possible and push them and sell them to my friends / to anyone interested if I get an overstock of them. So I don't think I'm going to get an overstock, which is going to be, well, that's interesting. That second hit me even though I wasn't even in its way, or maybe it did, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to get an overstock just because of how low the odds are. As you saw, this is the third map which I think is just pretty unlucky because I was getting one every other map pretty consistently, and then I put some away, and then I just left them in my inventory to stop going back and forth with the stash. You know, it's pretty consistent to get them though, in my opinion. Even if it's 1 in 4, 1 in 3, 1 in 2, any one of those numbers is still not that bad to get a blight map, considering how much buffed the blight maps did get. The loot explosions are pretty nice. I've actually done 1 or 2 and found myself pretty excited to actually, you know, go through with it. And I've always disliked blight maps just because they're not very intuitive or fun. But now that you can speed up the blight maps and make them really quick, it is something that I will recommend. Jeez, dude. It is something I will recommend you trying out if it's your thing. But for me, even speeding them up is just kind of meh. I also don't have a totem build or a minion build that can just stand still. And you know, just do it without even thinking. But it's not a big deal. I do like doing the blights on the maps sometimes, and this farming method is just more for if I can get a couple, if not a bunch, of blight maps up to sell to friends to help them out, and because they like blight maps. I'm not worried about the metal orf. Alright, well, without further ado, I will be taking my leave now, and I do appreciate you guys joining me. Basically, long story short, if you do like blight maps and you want to farm them up really easily, please, please, please give this farming method a shot. And if you do, please let me know how you like it. I do appreciate the feedback and all that from anyone who does, you know, talk to me and let me know, hey, I enjoyed this because this, so on and so forth. It's pretty exciting to get feedback like that. Ooh, that's pretty nice. And you know, I will definitely take to heart anything people say if they have any advice and stuff like that. So, without further ado, this has been Chaos-Reighn. I do appreciate you guys joining me here again today. And if you guys want to see this method, stay tuned. I will eventually perfect it to get a whole bunch of T1 watchstones, and I'll start using gilded and polished scarabs, just so we can get, you know, just so we can get a real good look at how lucrative this can be once you start investing a decent amount of currency into farming these blight maps. Well, without further ado, this has been Chaos-Reighn. I do appreciate you guys joining me here again, and as always, take it easy and have a good one.